Hello, everybody, and welcome into Ray Fisher Stadium here at the Wilpon Baseball Softball Complex on the campus of the University of Michigan for WCBN sports coverage of Michigan baseball. It's game one of a doubleheader today. Two 7-inning games will be played here at Ray Fisher between the Michigan Wolverines and the San Jose State Spartans. I'm Austin Falco. Joining me along the way today will be Nick Hornberg. We'll see Alex Drain between games and over in our second game of our doubleheader. But for now, Nick, we talked a little bit pre-game, but Michigan kind of cobbling together their pitching today, starting off with our starter today, Isaiah Page.
Yeah, Isaiah Page, still in his first season playing at Michigan, a redshirt freshman, lost last season to a torn ACL in the preseason, but it remains, he started the season as a bullpen arm, got hit a little bit against Cal State, but largely strong out of the bullpen, but last week or so been playing as a starter, and that is including but not limited to the game Saturday. Started against Stetson, pitched 4 innings. So a bit surprising that Coach Eric Bakich opting to start him on what is a relatively short rest for especially a pitcher who is generally a bullpen arm, now been converted as a starter. He also pitched 5 innings against Manhattan. So really wouldn't surprise me at all if he only pitches. I'd say probably I would say Eric Bakich probably already has in mind that he's not going to last longer than 4 innings.
Yeah, we did get the word that Michigan probably going to cobble together throughout the day some pitchers switching out every couple innings or so. They face the San Jose Spartans, who are a sneaky good team, coming in at 14-9. Michigan 15-7, having dropped 3 of 4 last weekend down in Texas. The San Jose State Spartans will start off with a top 3 of Connor Konishi, Aaron Pleschner, and Kellen Strom, the big right-hander, hitting .450 on the season in that 3-hole. Page would like to avoid putting runners on base before that. Konishi steps to the plate, and the first pitch from Page is a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. First pitch officially at 4 o'clock on the dot.
And that first pitch, actually I believe that was 3:59, but I'll give it to you.
Second pitch is just a bit low here. It evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike on Konishi. The sophomore comes in batting .338 on the season. Righty-lefty matchup here. Page comes set, glove up near his face, the 1-1 on the way. This one misses low as well, and the count runs to 2-1.
Well, you don't want to get up. You don't want to get up or you don't want to get behind in the pitch count if you're Isaiah Page. Even though that first pitch worked pretty well, flirted with the outside. If he can paint the strike zone and expand it inside and outside, he's going to have a good day.
2-1 pitch hit in the air towards left field, ranging over, should be able to make an easy grab as Miles Lewis, and he does for out number 1.
And really, they're inducing would be weak contact up in the air, not hit very far at all, and easy play from Miles Lewis.
And we got to give a welcome here to all of you listening on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. I'm Austin Falco alongside Nick Hornberg here, bringing you the action from Ray Fisher Stadium as Michigan baseball welcomes in the San Jose State Spartans for a doubleheader today. Isaiah Page facing the second batter of the game. It's Aaron Pleschner, takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. The first batter of the game was Connor Konishi. He flew out to left. 0-1 pitch now from Page. This one bounces in the dirt, gets past Donovan, but no one on base, so no harm, no foul. And the count's 1 ball and 1 strike on Pleschner.
Well, that's something that you saw that pitch get past Joe Donovan. That's something that really has been an issue for a while, and stretching even back to last season, fielding behind the dish, and that's something that you want to avoid. They're able to get away with it because no base runners, but either way, it's not a comforting trend.
1-1 pitch is also low and away. It's 2-1 the count now. Joe Donovan has been really solid back there behind the plate for the Wolverines. It's been out in the field. They've had a lot of issues defensively this season, cost them a few games last weekend. 2-1 pitch hit high in the air towards the right side. Ranging back is Donovan near the screen, and he runs out of room as that one gets back into the stands. Foul and out of play. That'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, though.
Bit of an odd moment in the stadium. Ball lands in the middle of an empty spot, and it was a good 10 seconds or so before somebody actually made a move to get that ball.
Not the hottest commodity, apparently, today. It is a beautiful day here at Ray Fisher Stadium, about 50 degrees and sunny. Makes it feel like it's an easy spring day, finally, here in Ann Arbor. 2-2 pitch from Page on the way. Misses outside for a ball. Counts full 3-2.
And with Page, as we said in the pregame, the very possible, in fact, likely that Page will not pitch a what you call a starter's innings count, and really his workload or his day is going to be a lot shorter if he keeps getting high number of pitches.
Payoff pitch, a line drive towards short, dropped by Jack Blomgren over there. I don't know if he got crossed up, got someone in his way, but just snuck through, and there's the defensive issues propping up for the Wolverines again here in the first inning. That should go down as an error on Blomgren, I think.
It will.
There's a runner on first with one gone for the guy you don't want to see at the plate with runners on, Kellen Strom.
Yeah, that's entirely on Jack Blomgren there. Standout defender at shortstop his freshman year last season, stayed in the lineup because of that despite his struggles at the plate, but that's a line drive straight to him, and I think maybe the ball just dropped at the last second and not able to field it with his glove.
Strom stands in there, powerful righty, takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Strom coming into this one batting .449 on the season, on base percentage .532. Got a couple home runs, 19 RBIs on the season as well. And on top of it, he walks more than he strikes out. Really good hitter is Strom. Isaiah Page has a challenge in front of him, but here's a ground ball towards short. Blomgren's going to field, flips it to second for one, over to first. Not in time. He's safe at first base. Strom beat it out, a slow relay throw from Akeo Thomas over to first base. And so there will remain a runner on first.
Yeah, I know the double play would have ended the inning and would have marked a really good start to the game for Isaiah Page, but still, that's a productive pitch by Isaiah Page, who gets their most dangerous hitter out of the plate and one out with no damage. Again, could have been a double play, and Thomas was a little bit slow on the relay, but it remains that's if you're Isaiah Page, you look at that, you look at how Strom's played this season, and you've won that at bat.
And kind of questionable. Blomgren could have stepped on the bag himself, probably would have gotten the double play in that case, but opted to flip instead to Thomas. That'll bring up Blake Berry, the left-handed hitting designated hitter for the Spartans today. Takes a pitch low and away for a ball, 1-0. The Spartans coming in wearing almost a little off gray with a blue tint to it, white lettering with State on the front, yellow numbers below that, yellow numbers on the back, blue helmets and hats. This one ropes towards the right center field gap, and that one's going to get down in front of a charging Jordan Brewer in right field for a base hit. So 2 runners on, 2 gone in the inning. San Jose trying to leap out to an early lead, got a runner in scoring position. That'll bring up Johnny Mendoza, the catcher.
That ball didn't look like it was going to go. It looked like it was going farther than it actually was, but an excellent play there by Jordan Brewer, charging in right there and keeping Strom at second base.
And maybe I went a little off the end of the bat, did Barry, but it was ticketed for that right center field gap before just dying. Not much wind today. More wind over on Alumni Field. The flag here at Ray Fisher Stadium, dead still out in left center though. So righty now, Page to Mendoza. First pitch of the at-bat is a high chopper towards short. Blomgren's going to field it bare hand, makes the throw to first in time. What a play, Jack Blomgren, to get out of the inning here without any damage. Through a half inning, the score, San Jose State 0, Michigan 0. You're listening to WCBN Sports broadcast of Michigan baseball here on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor.
And that's the defense you saw last season, and you'd expect more of from Jack Blomgren. Excellent barehanded play on the bouncing ball and an absolute beam over to first base, and really making up for the mistake he made for the first at-bat. And Isaiah Page gets out of the first inning in 15 pitches, which is right about where you want a starter to be. Or at most, it's where you want a starter to be, because at that point, 90 pitches through 6 innings. That's pretty good, and generally about as good as you can expect from a pitcher.
And granted, we don't expect Isaiah Page to go that entire way today, but still, the more you can get from him, the better. You do have 14 innings worth of baseball at least to play today, barring an extra inning game being thrown in there. So it would be really nice if the Wolverines can get maybe 3-4 innings at least out of Isaiah Page today. Good quality innings. Maybe hop out to a lead here and make his job a little easier.
Yeah, of course, we can't really see what's on Eric Bakich's team sheet, but if I had to guess, there's probably a number written on that sheet, and that is number of pitches Isaiah Page will be allowed to pitch, give or take a few. And I'd say that number probably hovers somewhere between 50 and 60.
For the Wolverines, looking to hop out to an early lead here in the first. They'll send the lineup to the plate that goes as follows. Leading off is the designated hitter, Jordan Wogu. Playing center field, batting second, is Jesse Franklin. Jordan Brewer, the right fielder, bats third. Miles Lewis bats fourth and plays left field. The third baseman, Blake Nelson, bats in the 5 spot. In the 6th hole is first baseman Jimmy Kerr. The shortstop, Jack Blomgren, bats 7th. And behind the plate for the Wolverines in the 8th spot is Joe Donovan. Rounding out the lineup in the 9th spot is the second baseman, Akeo Thomas. They'll face the left-handed freshman for San Diego State, Ben Pollock, who started 5 games this season, is 1-0 with a 5.40 ERA, just 15 innings pitched. Has allowed 15 runs, only 9 earned. Walked more than they struck out, so the Wolverines are patient today, trying to wait out their pitch. Jordan Wogu will step to the plate, lefty-righty to start the game, and Wogu takes the first pitch low for a ball, 1-0. Wogu batting .344 this season. Cooled off a little bit last weekend at Texas Tech, was batting over .400 going into that series. So he takes a pitch at the knees for a strike and evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Working quickly is Pollock. He fires one that bounces in the dirt again, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike on Wogu.
Well, Jordan Wogu spent most of last season, actually I believe all of last season, batting sixth this season. Of course, already starting in the leadoff spot. Really a strong start to his Michigan career, hitting almost .350 last year, and now once again up and over .340. Really one of the better and one of the best and most consistent hitters on the team.
He fouls the 2-1 pitch off into the Michigan dugout and evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So he has the early advantage here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Pollock holds the glove over his face, winds up, and the pitch 2-2 misses high for a ball, 3-2.
And that's what you want to do if you're a hitter, and that is make the pitcher throw more pitches. And of course, Pollock, of course, not having the strongest of seasons, really you want to make him throw as much as you can.
Payoff pitch now. This is a ground ball up the middle for a base hit into center field. Wogu starts off the bottom of the 1st in a promising fashion for the Wolverines. Leadoff single puts a runner on first. Nobody out for Jesse Franklin.
And this is where it starts to get fun, as head coach Eric Bakich always been really aggressive with his runners on the base paths. And Jordan Wogu, one of the faster players, along with Akeo Thomas, both extremely aggressive been on the base paths. Last season, you will see head coach Eric Bakich get aggressive with leads, forcing pickoff throws, and really just making the pitcher work a lot harder than he needs to.
So Jesse Franklin, the lefty center fielder, facing the lefty Ben Pollock, takes the first pitch strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Franklin, hot over the last couple weekends, was batting .150 just not too long ago, all the way up to .243 now on base percentage, almost .400 at .398, and 5 home runs. He has been crushing the ball, including a couple last week at Texas Tech during that series. I played 4 games at Texas Tech, did the Wolverines 3 against the Red Raiders, and 1 against Stetson. Unfortunately, we're swept by the Red Raiders. Very good team out of the Big 12, but we're able to register a win to end that weekend against Stetson. A 0-1 pitch here to Jesse Franklin after a pickoff throw. Catches the outside corner again, and the count's 0-2. Franklin is prone to striking out a bit, but does have a good eye. Won't see him chase too much. Got more walks than strikeouts on the season. 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, doesn't break enough and misses inside, almost clips Franklin on the shoulder. But the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Jesse Franklin, again, was a candidate for Big Ten Freshman of the Year last season, hitting .327 with 10 homers. The power numbers are still here, but largely been a bit of a disappointment. His slugging percentage down nearly 100 from last year.
1-2 pitch, another breaking ball that misses inside, didn't quite get back to the plate. And the count's 2-2 now. Pollock perhaps trying to use that breaking ball, maybe trying to bury it and get Franklin to chase, but can't get it down, can't get it over the plate. 2-2 pitch. This one is lined back to the screen with the fastball that time after being unsuccessful with a couple breaking balls, and Franklin was on it. Count remains 2-2.
And this is where you can start to really punish Ben Pollock. Pollock has now thrown 11 pitches, and he has yet to get his first out in this inning. He has 1 runner on base, and Jesse Franklin up at the plate, who is battling. And this is where a pitcher can get vulnerable.
2-2 pitch. This one is hit up and over the screen behind the plate, out of play, off towards Yost Ice Arena. couple people in the stands looking concerned, maybe parked back there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we've seen a couple cars in our time get hit, and usually right up against Yost Ice Arena get hit with foul balls. It's not safe to park near Ray Fisher Stadium.
Nonetheless, still 2-2, and a breaking ball bounces well in front of the plate, sneaks through the catcher Mendoza back to the screen, and Wogu will take second on what will probably go as a wild pitch, but might be more accurately described as a pass ball. It went right through the 5-hole. Granted, it wasn't a good pitch. It bounced well in front of the plate, but something Mendoza definitely could have stopped.
Yeah, that's probably more, I would agree, more a passed ball, but now you have the added problem. Now it's 12 pitches, and now you have a runner in scoring position with probably Michigan's best power hitter up.
3-2 pitch. This one is line. One hopper to first base. It'll be taken to the bag himself by Shimashita. But Wogu advances to third on the play, so good situational hitting by Franklin, putting a runner just 90 feet away from home. And that'll be one gone with the Wolverines' best hitter this season so far, Jordan Brewer, stepping to the plate.
And I know the recent wave of analytics in baseball have kind of made the statement that productive outs don't really exist, but it remains. I would consider that to be a productive out. Move a runner over, now 1 out. The divide between 0 and 1, 0 out, no outs, and 1 out with Michigan's best hitter up and a runner on third, very favorable.
Jordan Brewer takes a big, powerful swing and fouls one down the right field line out of play, counts 0-1. As you mentioned, I would be one of those who tends to agree that there's no such thing as a productive out. That said, that's much more preferable than, say, a strikeout in that situation. At least move the runner up. So Jordan Brewer, a power hitter, hits the ball in the air a ton as he fouls this one back to the screen and goes down 0-2.
And Jordan Brewer has been a revelation. Didn't really play last season. Now forced his way into the right field spot, unseating Christian Bullock, who in his time this season has been strong.
Yeah, Jordan Brewer, transfer coming in for Michigan. Great find by Eric Bakich. 0-2 pitch on the way to him. Breaking ball misses well outside and high. Pollock doesn't quite have the control or the handle on that breaking ball early on here in the first.
And if you're Jordan Wogu, that's something to watch, is that once the ball gets past Mendoza, then conditions are very favorable. You're probably going to score if you run.
1-2. This one's in the dirt, but a nice stop by Mendoza on that one to keep the first run of the ball game over there at third. The count's 2-2.
Say, that was almost another passed ball similar to what put Wogu over on second.
And it was officially scored a pass ball that had Wogu advancing. We mentioned it looked like it probably should have been, even though it was a bad pitch, to be frank. And another one in the dirt here, stopped by Mendoza, making a couple stops harder than the one that he let through. Just a couple batters or a couple pitches earlier. Nevertheless, the count's 3-2 now.
Amusingly enough, Mendoza is positioned right now so that had those gotten under him, he probably would have been bailed out by the umpire's leg.
Strategic right there. He's really measured it up. 3-2 pitch to Jordan Brewer, hit high in the air, and I mean high in the air. Back in shallow left center field. The shortstop, Pleschner, ranges back and makes the grab nowhere near far enough to advance Wogu, but that ball was maybe the highest ball I've ever seen hit here at Ray Fisher Stadium.
That was definitely not a productive out. What was essentially a pop-up. That'll probably go down as a fly-out as it did get into the outfield, but no, that is a pop fly, as you said, with the height on it. And now Jordan Wogu on third with 2 outs. The numbers have suddenly flipped against you substantially.
We up to Miles Lewis to try to drive in the first run of the ball game here in the bottom of the first. He takes a first pitch strike. The count's 0-1. Lewis, the senior, listed as a switch hitter, has been batting almost exclusively from the right side this season. Batting .293 on the year, .370 on base percentage. He hits one high in the air towards the right side now. The second baseman, Marlborough, ranging out. Will he be called off by the right fielder? He is called off, and Konishi makes the grab for out number 3. So the Wolverines get a runner to third with nobody out, or rather with 1 out, but cannot push him across. We're through running 1 inning of play here at Ray Fisher Stadium. You're listening to the official student radio broadcast of Michigan baseball here on WCBN Sports on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. We're scoreless through 1.
Wow, that's a frustrating inning for the Wolverines, and there are some positives. Pollock threw over 20 pitches, which is right about in the danger zone for a pitcher. That's how you know that his day is going to be short if he's throwing 20 pitches an inning. But either way, you had a runner on third with 1 out and not able to make the most of it, even with the with the meat of your lineup coming up first with Brewer and then with Miles Lewis, and really a waste more than anything.
So disappointing bottom of the first for the Wolverines, but again, still able to make Pollock work just a little bit there. Back in that first inning through 21 pitches compared to Isaiah Page's 15 for the Wolverines. And in a doubleheader like this, the sooner you can run through those opposing pitchers, the better for you in the long run. Gives you a chance to really attack later on in this game, and then especially in the second game. And for the Wolverines, every game matters right now, having dropped out of the top 25 this past week after a disappointing showing down at Texas Tech. Had the lead in 2 of 3 games against the Red Raiders and just weren't able to hold on largely because of defensive miscues.
Yeah, expectations high for the Wolverines coming into this season, ranked in the preseason top 25. I believe they were ranked number 20, and they started off the season as expected. But as you said, the weekend against Texas Tech really rough for a team that has a lot of mobile players. So you'd think defense wouldn't really be an issue.
Unfortunately, not the case for the Wolverines this season as James Shimashita steps up to the plate. Left-handed hitting first baseman takes the first pitch low from Isaiah Page for a ball. Counts 1-0. Righty versus lefty, the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-1. Shimashita coming in batting .386 on the season. Another good hitter in the San Jose State lineup. They have a couple of those scattered throughout. Sneaky good offense potentially. 1-1 pitch on the way from Page. This one's grounded towards second. It'll be a K.O. Thomas scooping and tossing about a first for out number 1 here in the top of the second inning.
And it's looking like Isaiah Page's his miss, so to speak, is a little bit low and inside, which at one moment is great because it's close enough to the strike zone that hitters can swing on and induce weak contact, like that ground ball that we just saw to Isaiah Thomas or to a K.O. Thomas, a routine play. But I got Isaiah Page and K.O. Thomas confused.
That's all right. Last weekend it was Blake Nelson and Joe Donovan, as Andy Laidlaw can attest.
Oh, my.
This one is hit high in the air by Troy Viola towards the right side. Camping under it for an easy out there in right field is Jordan Brewer. So a couple quick outs here, 4 pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah, it may sound a little bit counterintuitive, but if Page's miss is consistently low, then really he's going to have to bear in mind to stay composed and just keep pitching how he's pitching, because it's better to risk the low pitch and get more ground balls than it is to try and hammer the strike zone a little bit more and risk hanging the ball and giving up a home run.
First pitch here to Richard Kabasinskis. Misses low for a ball, 1-0. It's a mouthful of a name there for the left fielder of San Jose State. Batting .273 on the season, just 11 at-bats, though. As Page winds up, the 1-0 pitch on the way, catches the outside corner for a strike. Weird-looking, almost a step there from Kabasinskis with his back leg. Don't even know how to describe that. It was awkward. Looked like, I don't know if he was just trying to time up Page's pitch or what. Either way, 1-1 count and the 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball grounded towards short. Blomgren makes this play. Fires over to first base for out number 3. Real quick inning there from Isaiah Page. Just 7 pitches induces a 1-2-3 inning. So through 1.5 here, we're still scoreless between San Jose State and Michigan on the official student radio broadcast from Michigan Baseball here on WCBN Sports. And we thank you, especially if you're tuning in on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor in southeast Michigan today.
Yeah, and first off, another excellent play at shortstop by Blomgren, firing it over to first, and he wasn't able to barehand this one like he was last inning. However, he's going to get the credit for it, but a fair amount of credit does deserve to be given to Jimmy Kerr. Of course, his first season starting at first base, and really used last season as a purely defensive sub. Now he's in the starting lineup with a fair bit of regularity. Excellent move to stretch off first base. If he just stands on first base and fields it, he may still get the out, but that's still close and flirting with the infield single. Excellent play to stretch out and use his entire length. I don't think Jimmy Kerr is that large of a player.
He comes in listed 6'2".
All right.
So not necessarily a short, but not the tallest on the team necessarily.
But either way, an excellent move. Use his entire length, and they're essentially guaranteeing the out. And
this is Jimmy Kerr's first time over at first base at home this season. Eric Beck is trying to switch up the lineup, trying to get some better defense. Jordan Brewer, the regular first baseman, is out in right field. Jimmy Kerr normally starts at third. He's over at first base. And the normal second baseman, Blake Nelson, is over at third. Really trying to switch up things, trying to find what's going to work. The two big problem spots for the Wolverines this year on defense happen at the corners, third base and first base. So with Akeo Thomas back in the lineup at second, maybe trying to help just a little bit, switch things up, try to get guys maybe they're a little better suited to play. Leading off here is the third baseman for the Wolverines, Blake Nelson. He takes a first pitch high from Pollard for ball one. Nelson coming in batting a red-hot .422 on the season, as this one misses low and in for a ball 2-0. All ready with the ball and ready to pitch is Pollock. He winds up 2-0 pitch from Nelson, inside corner for a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, and Pollock not really having a choice there, just had to really fire that one in there for the strike, and even then it looked like it may have been a little bit inside.
Yeah, not exactly the pitch Blake Nelson's looking for, so in a way you could say good spot there from Pollock to paint that inside corner. This time he puts one right at the knees for strike two. Working extremely quickly is Ben Pollock. As soon as he gets the ball back, he's on the mound ready to pitch. Gets the sign, winds up, 2-2 pitch to Nelson. This one misses low and in as Nelson scoots out of the way, and the count rather goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, working quickly, especially if you're a pitcher like Ben Pollock, who struggled on the season, cuts out how much thinking you have to do and generally can make your life a lot easier.
Swing and a miss there on the 3-2 pitch from Nelson is a strikeout. First strikeout of the ball game for either team. And there's one gone here in the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring up Jimmy Kerr, who we talked about over there at first base for the Michigan today. Kerr batting a little bit under what he has done in the past. 235 is his average, 319 OBP. Has struggled a little bit, especially against lefties picking up the ball. Doesn't struggle picking that one up as a fastball misses high for a ball 1-0 from Pollock.
Well, yes, Jimmy Kerr's career average is being dragged down a little bit by this season, but last season he only hit 176. Comparatively, he's doing a lot better this season.
High pop fly over to the left side, ranging into foul territory over near the wall is Viola, and he makes the grab before gently gliding over and bumping up against that wall for a foul pop out number 2. That'll bring up the shortstop, Jack Blomgren, up a couple spots from his normal 9-hole. He's hitting extremely well this season, especially over the last few weeks. First pitch to him is a fastball, check swing, misses high, ball 1.
Yeah, it's a good check swing there by Blomgren, and I'm a little bit surprised the umpire not opted to even make the appeal over the first base. Looked like bat wasn't even close to coming around.
Blomgren batting .320 on the season. On base percentage up to .420 after, as you mentioned a little bit earlier, as the 1-0 pitch misses low for ball 2-0. Light hitting last year was Jack Blomgren. Stayed in the lineup because of his defense, and now coming around with the bat. As the 2-0 pitch is on the outside corner with the fastball, 2-1 the count.
Yeah, he looked much better with the bat at the end of last season, but still a low batting average on the season, only hitting .216. But you still saw glimpses end of last season of the player he could become, and now you're starting to see it. If only he could cut down on the errors a little bit more.
2-1 pitch misses, or rather is lined down the right field line and out of play. Goes to 2-2.
No cars have been hit yet from foul balls.
As far as we know.
I can't speak for the one on the left over to Chrysler, but out in that right parking lot, first one over there hit between rows.
We did have one last weekend bump up against a car, at least one. 2-2 pitch, not a Blomgren, is lined towards the right field line, slicing, not being able to make a diving grab over there is Konishi. Going around second now, headed to third is Blomgren. The relay throw on its way, sliding in safely ahead of the throw. That'll be a triple for Jack Blomgren here with 2 gone in the second. Trying to get things going, is the bottom of the lineup for the Wolverines.
Well, another excellent piece of hitting there by Jack Blomgren, forcing it out into the right, having it slice away from the right fielder there, and you can put a little bit of that at least on Konishi. Konishi opting to take the aggressive route, going straight for the ball, and he had it, but it bounced off the tip of his glove and kept rolling into the corner. If Konishi instead opts to take a more conservative path, run behind it, and just pick it up, you absolutely can hold Blomgren to second, maybe even hold him to first.
Joe Donovan now steps up to the plate with a chance to scratch across the first run of the game should he be able to find a hole. First pitch there misses low for a ball, 1-0. Donovan, the former Chicago Cubs draft pick, watches one miss low and away for a ball, 2-0. It's been a stalwart behind the plate for Michigan this season. Really, the second half of what's already been played has been almost exclusively Joe Donovan behind the plate. 2-0 pitch on the way, hit high in the air towards left center field. Should be an easy play. Ranging over is Kabasinskis. He makes the grab for out number 3. So again, for the second straight inning, Michigan gets a runner to third but cannot push across a run. So through 2 innings of play here, the score remains San Jose State Spartans 0, Michigan Wolverines 0. You're listening to the official student radio broadcast from Michigan Baseball here on WCBN Sports and at 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor.
Well, it's another situation where it's not as frustrating as the first inning where you had a runner on third with 1 out. This time you didn't get the runner on third until you had 2 outs on the board, but still, once again, another wasteful opportunity and another situation in which you have a runner in scoring position and you can't really make the most of it. And Pollock worked quickly through the hitters aside from Jack Blomgren, and Blomgren still got a pitch count above 15 in the last inning through 16 pitches. Couple that with a 21, he's now thrown 37 pitches. Pitch count through 2 innings starting to get up there. 15 more than his counterpart Isaiah Page through 2.
It will be Isaiah Page taking the mound here again in the 3rd inning. We're on watch to see when the Wolverines decide to pull the plug today. They have a couple pitchers lined up for exactly who's going to pitch. We personally do not know exactly how long anyone's going to go, but Page has done pretty well in the couple times that he's seen extended action. Yeah. Starting this past weekend against Stetson, and then last week pitched several innings when they had a midweek game.
Yeah, the concern is not of Page's viability as a starter, but the concern is that he's had a pretty heavy workload as of late, something that he's not necessarily accustomed to, and pitched, as you said, pitched 4 innings on Saturday. Coach Bakich looked like just opting to just load management, so to speak.
It'll be the 9-hitter for San Jose State, Nico Marlborough, leading things off here in the top of the 3rd. He takes a pitch for a strike, 0-1. Winding up now for the 0-1 pitches, Page. He fires it low and away for a ball, 1-1. Marlborough batting .255 on the season. .333 on base percentage. Couple extra base hits without a home run so far. 1-1 pitch looks like a breaking ball for a strike. 1-2 the count now. Page in a groove, having thrown just 7 pitches to go 1 through 3 in the 2nd. Looking to start off the 3rd with possibly his first strikeout of the day. Steps off the mound and resets. Winding up now, 1-2 pitch. This one is stopped behind the plate by Donovan on a ball that bounced in the dirt. Donovan wanted to appeal down to first. Not going to get one. I don't think that was even close to a check swing worth appealing for.
No, the arm certainly moved, but no, that was not even close. Good play by Donovan to prevent the ball getting past him, however.
Page winds up now for a 2-2 pitch. This one is lined into left center field over a leaping Blomgren's head for a base hit. So leadoff single here in the 3rd inning for San Jose State, looking to get the first run of the ball game, starting off solidly with the 9-hitter with a single. That'll bring up the top of the order, Connor Konishi. Konishi led off the ball game with a fly out to left field. Joe Donovan flashing signs to his fielders about exactly how they want to play this. Marlborough is a threat to steal. He's 4 for 5 this season. Over there with a big lead at first base. Righty to lefty. Page comes set, checks the runner. Not going on this pitch as a bunt is laid down, but goes behind the plate foul.
Well, this is a good time to ask. Austin, what's your opinion on bunting?
Generally not a fan. I know that Michigan's very fond of the small ball. Personal preferences. I don't like to give away the outs, but for Michigan, the small ball has worked for him the last several years. Can't argue with the success of head coach Eric Bakich. San Jose State looking about the same here. Wanting to play a little small ball at the top of the order. Not squaring around a bunt on this one was Konishi, and he fouls this one back to the screen. The count's 0-2.
Well, the funny thing is that Coach Bakich gets a lot of that about his preference for small ball, but really he's aggressive with leadoffs and stolen bases and maybe the occasional hit and run. Last season, the only player who really bunted consistently was Jack Blomgren, and he wasn't really viable as a hitter when he wasn't squaring the bat around, and he was also a very good bunter. So really, I think Eric Bakich's reputation as a pitcher, as a coach aggressive with the bunt is a bit overblown.
He's just an aggressive coach just in general there with sending runners and whatnot. San Jose State yet to send the runner on first. Marlboro here as another pitch is fouled back to the screen. Count remains 0-2 on Konishi. Konishi puts the ball in play a good amount, but also has a good eye up there. Not going to chase on 0-2. I say that. Fastball misses well outside. Count runs to 1-2 strikes. Still keeping an eye on Marlboro over at first.
Well, the 0-2 count, not really a whole lot you can do there if you're Isaiah Page. Really just trying to see if you can expand the strike zone, get him to swing at a pitch that was basically unhittable, and maybe at that point possibly a soft pitch out, so to speak.
1-2 pitch, running is Marlboro. Breaking ball, misses outside, throw out to second base. Got him!
And that was an absolute laser over to second base from Joe Donovan. Excellent play. Not a pitch that necessarily conducive to throwing. It was a bit down in the zone. It was a fastball though, so that does help. But an excellent throw there by Donovan. Excellent move to come up from his stance and over to second base. Good move by Blomgren to move over to second base as well.
So now Page works from the windup here. 2-2 pitch on the way to Konishi. This one's hit high, foul, out of play over near Yost Ice Arena. We're on car watch over there. Off the roof of the car.
It got it.
Almost bounced off Yost and hit it again. We got our first hit car of the day on that foul ball.
I'm not hearing any sirens though.
That's a positive. Positive for the rest of us, that is. There's another 2-2 pitch from Page on the way. Fastball misses high for a ball, 3-2. So good at bat being worked here by Connor Konishi. They really didn't talk a whole lot about that throw from Joe Donovan. An absolute laser to record the first out of the inning. As this one is lined into left center field, it'll get down in front of Miles Lewis out there for a base hit. Back-to-back hits from the Spartans. Although a caught stealing thrown in there makes it runner on first with one gone in the inning for Aaron Pleschner.
And now it's time to see Isaiah Page giving up 2 consecutive hits. And this is where you start thinking about it. Now through 2 1/3 innings, 3 hits, still overall having a great day, but this is perhaps where Michigan considers start slowing it down. Maybe have Chris Fetter come out once or twice to talk it over with him and ask how he does it. And this is the part where we really start glancing over at the bullpen, see if anybody's getting warm.
First pitch to Pleschner is a breaking ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Donovan behind the plate to keep the runner at first. Count goes to 1-0 though. We do expect the Wolverines to be warming up inside the indoor training facility they have over here. They've been doing it most of the season thus far. We'll keep an eye, though, in case they do decide to warm up outside. Good lead by Konishi over at first. Not going on the pitch as it's a breaking ball in there for a strike. Counts 1-1 on Pleschner. Page could really use a double play ball here with Strom, his menacing presence over there on the on-deck circle. Page holds that glove over around his left armpit area, then brings it up when he comes set over his right shoulder. His 1-1 pitch is fouled back behind the plate and just past the press box here, out of play. Count's going to go to 1-2 strikes on Pleschner. Pleschner 0 for 1 on the day. He reached on the line drive to Blomgren that was dropped back in the first. And was then tossed out at second on the fielder's choice. He's down the count 1-2 here to Isaiah Page. Here it comes. Breaking ball. Misses high and inside. Almost got a piece of Plushner. But he ducks out of the way, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that was Isaiah Page's 41st pitch, and this is where he starts bumping up against what you'd imagine is the proverbial pitch count limit that he's under.
Eric Bakich on that second step, not quite on the top step there. It's a 2-2 pitch is lined high and deep towards left field. Going back is Miles Lewis back near the track. He's going to make the grab on the track. Not tagging on the play was Konishi, so he'll scamper back to first base. Along a hard out number 2 here in the top of the third.
Well, that was a well-hit ball and something Isaiah Page really needed as I made the home run signal here up in the booth with my hand. I thought that was going to be over the wall or at least off the top of the wall. But that left field a bit longer than it looks, but
yeah, it's only a difference of about, or what is it, 8 feet from the right field corner to the left field corner here, even though that big wall in left field juts in a little bit, so it looks like it's a little shorter. Kellen Strom, though, the powerful center fielder for San Jose State, definitely has the power to reach it as he fouls a bouncer to the left side for strike number 1, 0-1 the count. Strom hit a bouncer to shortstop that resulted in a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Technically 0 for 1 on the day despite reaching base. Isaiah Page looking to neutralize the biggest threat for the Spartans. Throw outside is the pitch. Throw down to first from Donovan is not in time to catch Konishi. So the count goes to 1-1 on the ball. Also maybe shortens up the lead for Konishi a little bit. Don't want him scoring on an extra base hit. Strom's got 6 of those already this season. Counted in there in his .444 batting average. A fastball pounded at the knees on the inside corner. Great spot for Isaiah Page there, and it counts as a strike. The count's 1-2.
And now the count's favorable. You have pretty strong opportunity for Isaiah Page to get out of this inning unscathed when could have been very scary.
Coming set now. Page looking over, 1-2 pitch on the way. Called! Strike 3 on the outside corner. Great spot for Isaiah Page's first strikeout of the day as he gets Kellen Strom looking to end the inning here in the top of the third.
And you saw Isaiah Page punch his glove a little bit there as you just saw as a Michigan player, couldn't see who it was, may have been Angelo Smith, just moving from the dugout into the indoor practice facility. Isaiah Page now thrown 45 pitches on the game, but you saw him how excited he was. Both the strike 2 pitch as well as the strikeout pitch, excellent location. First fastball down at the knees and cutting the bottom border of the strike zone right there, and once again low outside corner, perfectly placed.
Great pitch there for Isaiah Page. So we're through 2.5 innings of play here at Ray Fisher Stadium, only playing 7 today in each game of this doubleheader. We're still scoreless between San Jose State and Michigan on the official student radio broadcast for Michigan baseball here on WCBN Sports and on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Pollock will remain on the mound here in the bottom of the third for San Jose State. Cruising along, faced just 8 through these first 2 innings. Same as Isaiah Page. Not sure what the leash is going to look like on Pollock. He is a starter for San Jose State, but in the 5 games he started, averages only 3 innings pitched per appearance. Going into his third inning of work, he'll face the 9-hitter for the Wolverines. It's K.O. Thomas, and then back up to the top of the order. K.O. Thomas strides to the plate now, and a down year for the senior second baseman. Batting just .239 on base percentage, down to .288. Wolverines leadoff hitter for several years. Was capable of getting on base and pretty much stealing his way around second and third and manufacturing a run almost completely on his own sometimes. First pitch from Pollock. Misses low and in as Thomas dances out of the way. The count's 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, K.O. Thomas, bit of an old school baseball player, and he's more of a slap hitter and won't generate a lot of power. And to a certain degree, he started off last season on a tear, but as the season went on, really his average plummeted. Didn't really do all that well, and it's perhaps reasonable to suggest that pitchers may have been starting to find him out.
Watches the 1-0 pitch for a strike, does Thomas. Now the 1-1 pitch is lined towards right center field, slicing and in there for a hit. Thomas going to take an aggressive turn. He's going to go for second. The throw in is not going to be in time. I can tell you that right now. Cut off, and Akeo Thomas uses that speed to make a double happen. Extra base hit there to start things off in the third for the Wolverines.
Well, of course, I said that he may be found out, and then he ropes a double straight into left field again. Another excellent movement, slicing away from the center fielder, but still not going so far right that it was a play for the right fielder. And ultimately, Kanishi was forced to make a play at the ball, but really aggressive move by Akeo Thomas. Most batters wouldn't be brave enough to take that turn and go for second base, but once again, Eric Bakich always aggressive on the base paths.
So runner in scoring position, nobody out here in the third. Another opportunity for the Wolverines to scratch across the first run of the game as Jordan Wogu steps to the plate. He led off the bottom of the first with a ground ball single up the middle. Wolverines would definitely take that again here as the first pitch misses low and away in the dirt for a ball at 1-0. Nice stop by Mendoza to hold Akeo Thomas at second. Ball doesn't have to trickle too far away for Akeo Thomas to get over a third. We just saw him use that speed of his to get to second on what looked to be a single to right center. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses well outside for a ball. 2-0.
Well, I think that was really more a pitch out than anything, as Akeo Thomas had taken a big lead from second base.
San Jose State switching off where they have covering Akeo Thomas back there now. It was the second baseman Marlborough. Now it's Pleshner. Pleshner sneaking, now going back to a shortstop position as the 2-0 pitch misses low and away for ball 3. Wogu in firm control of the count now here with nobody gone in the inning, that runner in scoring position. Do you give him the green light here, Nick?
No.
Not a fan of that?
No.
Well, that's where we disagree. That I'm a big fan of 3-0 green lights. I think that's the best pitch you're going to get in the at-bat sometimes. We'll see what head coach Eric Bakich is thinking. He varies from hitter to hitter and from situation to situation. This one's a called strike on the inside corner. Probably not a good pitch to swing at regardless, but enough to get a strike call.
Well, the reason I say in this situation I'm against a 3-0 green light is the reason that really Pollock looks out of sorts because of Akeo Thomas. This is really where Eric Bakich excels as a coach, really playing the mind games with the leadoffs, and when that happens, the pitcher can't necessarily be counted on to even make a good pitch in the strike zone, even if it is 3-0.
The 3-1 pitch was grounded, fouled on the left field line. Couldn't have been fouled by more than 5 feet or so as it went past that third base bag, but it was fouled nonetheless, and the count's full 3-2. Pollock working back into this one. The strikeout would be huge here for the lefty. Arm dangling at the side with the ball in that left hand. Now comes set, glove and ball at the waist. 3-2 pitch on the way. Fastball misses well outside yet again, so Wogu works the walk here on the full count pitch, and runners on first and second. Still nobody gone in the inning. That'll bring out Jesse Franklin.
And there you saw it right there as Akeo Thomas moved at the second base, which is standard. Actually, in a forced, it wasn't a forced situation. It's not really standard practice, but Thomas starts moving. It doesn't look like he had any intention of going to third, but either way, forcing Pollock to think about it and forcing that extra second of thought, and you saw another bad miss outside on a 3-ball count fastball.
San Jose State expecting a bunt here with Jesse Franklin at the plate. They got Shimashita, the first baseman, in on the grass. No bunt here as Franklin swings and fouls one off to the left side out of play just past us. The count's 0-1.
Yeah, Jesse Franklin, more a power hitter, not necessarily known as a bunter, so unless San Jose State knows something that we don't, I don't really see a point in creeping up the infielders.
Now Shimashita plays behind the runner at first, Wogu, as this one is bounced right to him. He fields, throws to second for one, relay throw to first. In time! Double play. Took a while to make the call over there at first base. We eventually got the call for the second out on the play. That's a double play. Big double play there for the Spartans. Now runner on third, 2 gone in the inning.
Yeah, that was a close one. I personally thought he was safe, but again, the first base umpire's view is much closer than mine. But either way, another situation, third inning in a row, Michigan has a runner on third with 2 outs, and now Jordan Brewer has the opportunity again.
Officially 3-6-3 on the double play. And Jordan Brewer with the chance to drive in that first run. Both teams still searching for it. Breaking ball misses high and away. Counts 1-0. Brewer back in the first inning, popped one sky high, just into the grass, or rather what would be grass in this turf outfield. 1-0 pitch is a fastball this time, also misses outside. Pollock missing a lot to that arm side. Yet to see action down in the San Jose State bullpen, though.
Yeah, Ben Pollock doesn't really look like he has command of his fastball so far today.
The 2-0 pitch misses inside, though, this time. So much for that arm side run, and the count's 3 balls and no strikes.
And he overcompensated there. He missed 2 fastballs outside, including a couple on previous at-bats, and overcompensated there and pitched inside.
Yeah, and then goes right back outside with ball 4 as that one missed well in the other batter's box. So 4-pitch walk for Jordan Brewer. Bring up Miles Lewis.
Well, Ben Pollock should consider himself lucky that he's not playing in College Station right now. A 4-pitch walk, you'd be hearing the ball 5 chants immediately, but all things considered, that may not actually have been the worst play there for Brewer. Not giving Brewer, or worst play for Pollock, not giving Brewer anything to hit, giving him the walk. Miles Lewis, a substantially less intimidating hitter than Jordan Brewer.
Miles Lewis with a flyout to right in his first at-bat of the ball game. Same situation with a runner on third and 2 gone. This time he adds a runner on first as well, and he fouls one off the end of the bat back to the screen for strike 1. Lewis batting .289 after that flyout earlier. Yeah, he's batting .333 on the season with runners in scoring position. 14 RBIs for him this year. Looking to get number 15 here if he can. Plenty of extra base pops with a possible chance to score Brewer as well. As a breaking ball swung on and missed. Ball in the dirt there had Lewis way out in front of it. And the count's 0-2. Probably the best breaking ball we've seen Pollock throw today.
Well, again, perfect pitch. Miles Lewis got a little bit aggressive. I think he thought, he was thinking, all right, I'm going to score 3 runs and win this game right now, but now he's down 0-2.
Lewis, powerful stance, chokes up maybe a half an inch on that bat and golfs one towards left center field. Should be another easy play out there. Be the center fielder Strom and calls off his left fielder and makes the grab for out number 3 here in the third. So for the 3rd straight inning, Michigan leaves a runner at third base with 2 gone. And through 3 innings, that's a big reason why we're still scoreless between the San Jose State Spartans and the Michigan Wolverines. You're listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan baseball. You're on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. We are the official student radio voice for Michigan baseball. Catch us on the call here for just about every game at Ray Fisher Stadium this season, including both games of today's doubleheader, which will go 7 innings each.
Yeah, very frustrating again as Michigan's impotence with runners in scoring position continues in this game, and once again not able to capitalize the situation. Michigan could very easily be 3-0 up right now, but instead scoreless and not giving Isaiah Page any room as he is back out for a 4th inning.
Isaiah Page pitching well enough where he's kind of earned that leash to go and see what he can do here in the 4th. Got past the scariest part of the San Jose State lineup last inning in Kellen Strom. And we do have a little bit of action over in the Wolverine bullpen.
We do. I believe that is freshman lefty Walker Cleveland up there in the outdoor bullpen, potentially coming in the 5th, if not replacing Page in this inning if things get a little bit rough.
And Cleveland was impressive last week in relief. Pitched against Western Michigan in the Tuesday game. Came in, pitched a few innings. I believe got the win in that game as well. Did indeed get the win in that ball game. See how long it takes for him to come in as the first pitch here from Isaiah Page to Blake Berry is grounded to Ikeo Thomas at second base. Fields cleanly throws to first. 1 gone here in the 4th. That'll bring up Johnny Mendoza, the catcher for the Spartans. Mendoza so far today grounded out on a high chopper to short, in which Jack Blomgren barehanded and fired a bullet over to first. This time he stands in there instead of swinging at the first pitch and doing the same. Doesn't take the bat off his shoulder, and the first pitch is a strike, 0-1.
And a more of a bullpen update. Willie Weiss just came out of the indoor practice facility and back into the dugout.
0-1 pitch on the outside corner for a strike with the fastball, 0-2. Page working quickly, dialed in, hitting his spots, throwing strikes. Exactly what you want to see if you want to get some more innings out of Page. Gets his sign from Donovan, winds up the 0-2 pitch. Fastball high, misses. Mendoza doesn't chase there, and the count's 1-2.
Once again, at an 0-2 pitch, you can largely do whatever you want with a pitcher, with a batter, and to a certain degree, Page making full use of that. The high fastball, largely unhittable.
Another fastball here, misses just off the outside corner. Trying to frame it there was Donovan, didn't get the call. Count goes to 2-2.
You saw Page is disappointed. He pretty obvious he wanted that called third strike, just as similarly as he got one. Location was different, but similar situation against Strom last inning.
2-2 pitch, popped up towards the right side, ranging over his curve near the line. Now he goes into foul territory. He's still tracking and makes the grab for out number 2. Easy pop out there to follow the easy ground out. That'll bring up the first baseman on the other side, San Jose State's first baseman, James Shimashita.
And Isaiah Page now 6 pitches in so far, 2 outs into the 4th inning. He's now up and over 50. This is where potentially you start thinking about it as this may be Isaiah Page's last inning.
Page fires the first pitch to Shimashita high for a ball, sticking to almost strictly fastballs here in the 4th. That was at least the 5th. I believe maybe possibly the 6th, including the ground out by Barry. The 1-0 pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Looking to take a little bit off that one, went away from the fastball just a bit, did Page.
And of course, the counter argument to pulling him after this inning is that so far he has been absolutely dealing, and your head coach Eric Bakich maybe want to stay with the hot hand.
Also getting near the bottom of the order here is a ground ball to second. Yet again, Akeo Thomas lets it get through into right field, though. Could have been out number 3, but Akeo Thomas let the ball eat him up and sneak through. Looked like right between his body and his left arm. It took a hop at the end there. He tried to swallow it up. That'll be the second error of the ball game on the Wolverines. Second error on their middle infield today. And a runner on first with 2 gone in the inning brings up Troy Viola.
Yeah, Jack Blomgren and Akeo Thomas each now with 1, and 2 players who are right now playing their positions because of their strong defense.
Disappointing there, but Isaiah Page trying to work around it now against Viola. Righty-righty, the first pitch of the at-bat, high for a ball, 1-0. Viola 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to right field in the first pitch of his at-bat back in the 2nd. Not a 1-pitch at-bat here, but see if Page can try to get out of this one quickly. The 1-0 pitch, breaking ball, misses low and away. Almost got a swing from Viola, but he thought better of it. And the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. It looks like out there, Walker Cleveland is just about ready in the bullpen whenever Eric Bakich makes the call. 2-0 pitch by Page is grounded towards short. Cannot get there is Blomgren. Gets through into left field for a base hit. So now 2 on with 2 out here for San Jose State in the 4th. Maybe a little something brewing at the bottom of the lineup with 2 gone. That'll bring up Richard Kabasinskis.
Well, Eric Bakich standing there on that step with his clipboard still doesn't look particularly inclined to make a move. If I had to guess, you probably see how this batter goes. Or perhaps put it better, looks like Malbrough might be Isaiah Page's. Sorry, Kabasinskis may be Isaiah Page's last batter, regardless of how this goes.
Kabasinskis in the 8 hole. Check swing, win around according to the home plate umpire, and a low breaking ball for strike 1.
Well, that's a bit generous to Isaiah Page. I actually don't think he really went around, but either way, it was an excellent pitch.
Kabasinskis also 0 for 1 in the day, grounded out to short in his first at-bat in the 2nd. 0-1 pitch to him is hit high in the air towards the right side. Ranging over into foul territory is Jimmy Kerr. Starting to run out of room, but does not run out of room as he makes the grab in foul territory for out number 3. So Isaiah Page works around an error and a single there with 2 gone to prevent San Jose State from scoring. And through 3.5, no one has crossed home plate just yet. Score remains San Jose State 0, Michigan 0. Here on the official student radio broadcast for Michigan Baseball, WCBN Sports. You're listening to 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor if you are listening on the radio across southeast Michigan. We thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. We'll have game 1 for you and about a half-hour break between games 1 and 2 of this doubleheader before we're picking things up in that game 2. No word on exactly who's starting for the Wolverines in that game. We'll just have to see when the time comes. That's generally Eric Bakich's philosophy. He doesn't release a whole lot of projected starters. I mean, this season the Wolverines have essentially had their 3 weekend starters, Tommy Henry, Carl Kaufman, Jeff Criswell, and after that it's kind of just see who's pitching when you show up that day.
And now a bit more of an update as backup catcher Harrison Salter has moved into the indoor practice facility in catcher's gear. And Walker Cleveland still standing out there in the bullpen. And it would not surprise me at all if he comes back in. It comes in now. Isaiah Page thrown 59 pitches, worked his way out of a jam through 4 innings. Again, averaging about 15 pitches an inning, which is about where you want to be if you're a starting pitcher. But once again, Isaiah Page, been a busy man last week or so, so the load management comes into play here.
You mentioned Willie Weiss was in the indoor training facility, possibly the starter for our next game. We're not sure. Listed as a possible starter, not even a probable starter for the Wolverines on the media guide. It's possible starters. Really don't want to reveal anything. Either way, we resume action here in the bottom of the 4th with Ben Pollock still on the mound for San Jose State. The first pitch he throws to Blake Nelson for Michigan is a line drive to left, but able to make the play is Kavasinskis for out number 1. So up to Jimmy Kerr to try to get things started here in the 4th inning for Michigan with 1 gone.
And now Isaiah Page moving off, shaking hands with a couple managers standing there by the divide and walking out to the bullpen. Not really sure what's happening here. Doesn't look like he has his glove with him.
We're on pitcher watch over here trying to figure out what's going on as Jimmy Kerr takes the first pitch for a strike from Pollock, 0-1. No action in San Jose State's pen. This appears to be Ben Pollock's game thus far.
Well, Ben Pollock has done a pretty good job working his way out of jams.
There's a line drive into the San Jose State bullpen out of play from Jimmy Kerr. Brings the count to 0-2. A couple hard hit balls from Michigan so far this inning. That line out to start things from Nelson, and now that hard line drive foul ball off the bat of Kerr. 0-2 pitch on the way. Fastball off the outside corner for a ball, 1-2. Good pitch there from Pollock. Just didn't get Kerr to chase. We'll see if he maybe tries that breaking ball now after going with the 0-2 fastball. Pollock comes set, winds up and the pitch. He does go with a breaking ball. It's hit high in the air towards deep-ish center field. Ranging over as that ball kind of dies is Strom. He makes the grab in right center for out number 2.
And really now 2 quick at-bats worked through by Ben Pollock. He's getting it looks like he may be getting a little bit stronger as this game is going on. And Michigan really just walking into a pair of outs there. 2 routine flyouts to the outfield.
Going to bring up Jack Blomgren, who tripled in his first at-bat. Same situation with 2 gone. He takes the first pitch on the inside corner at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Doesn't seem to agree with the call. He'll have to deal with it anyway, though. That triple by Blomgren, just his 3rd extra base hit of the season. 2nd triple of the year. 0-1 pitch to him. Bounces in the dirt and then bounces over the head of both Mendoza behind the plate and the home plate umpire and back to the screen. Counts 1-1. Blomgren with that slicing liner to right. In that first at-bat. We'll see if he tries to go that way again. Not going to be able to do it with that pitch as it misses inside for a ball, 2-1. With 2 gone here, no one on. Michigan possibly in danger of ending their 3-inning streak of stranding a runner at third as the 2-1 pitch misses low and in for a ball, 3-1. Three-one pitch on the way. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Another pitch. Blomgren didn't seem to agree with the call. Took a step or two towards first base before going back to that right-handed batter's box.
Yeah, that one looked a little bit farther outside of the strike zone than merited being called a strike. But either way, Ben Pollock so far doing a decent job of expanding the strike zone.
Payoff pitch now. This one's low for a ball. Ball 4. Wolverines get a runner on here with 2 gone in the 4th. That'll bring up Joe Donovan, the catcher.
And this time, Blomgren moved towards first base, and with good reason this time.
That one missed well low on that one, no doubt. As soon as that one crossed the plate, he was on his way down to first. See if Eric Bakich gets a little aggressive here with 2 outs. Blomgren just 2 for 2 with stolen base attempts this season. A lefty on the mound might be a little difficult. Big hole on the right side, though, for Joe Donovan as he takes the first pitch. Fastball for a strike, 0-1. Donovan over 1 of the day. Had a fly ball that was caught out in right field by Konishi, ranging over into right center in his first at-bat. Coming set now, glove at the waist as Pollock checks Blomgren a couple times. Now comes to the plate with another pitch. That one's on the knees, inside corner for a strike, 0-2. In firm control of this at-bat now is Pollock. See if he can get out of this inning again without any damage done by the Wolverines. Gets a sign from the catcher Mendoza. Comes set, looks at first. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, misses low and away. Still can't control that breaking ball, can Pollock. He's missed outside to righties, inside to lefties all day long with that breaking ball.
Yeah, Pollock's command is, so far this inning, looked much better than in innings where he didn't look like he had command of fastball, arguably the easiest pitch to control, but
1-2 pitch. This one is grounded towards short. Scooped up over there by Pleshner. The long throw to first base. Not in time. Joe Donovan beats it out. Pleshner went into the hole instead of backhanding the ball, got in front of it, and then had to make a long throw from the hole to first base, and it was not in time. Maybe double clutched on that one as well. So it should go down as an infield single for the catcher, Joe Donovan. Don't see that too often.
Well, actually, that may...
officially rolled as an error. There was a little bobble out there by Pleshner.
Pleshner, quite simply, he got deep in the hole, picked the ball up, and just dropped it.
Was a bit of a bobble over there. So error and a walk. Put runners on first and second here for K.O. Thomas, who's 1 for 1 with a double on the day. Time call at the plate before the first pitch from Pollock. He throws it anyway. Doesn't count. Big situation here from K.O. Thomas. Maybe try to jumpstart his year at the plate. As we get into warmer weather and start to get closer to Big Ten play, that'll start this weekend. Pollock comes set, looks back towards second base, and K.O. Thomas lines one towards center, but it'll be an easy play. First Strom ranges a bit into right center to make the out for out number 3. So some hard hit balls in that inning for the Wolverines, but nothing doing despite the walk and the error, allowing a couple runners to reach with 2 gone. Through 4 innings of play here at Ray Fisher Stadium, the score remains San Jose State 0, Michigan 0. On the official student radio broadcast for Michigan baseball here at WCBN Sports and on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor.
Well, they didn't strand a runner on third base in this 4th inning, but it remains they did strand another runner in scoring position and another 2 on base overall, and again, incredibly frustrating for Michigan's offense, not able to seal the deal and really finish, as we've been talking about it for the last inning now, but Walker Cleveland is making his appearance this game. Isaiah Page's day is done.
And Walker Cleveland coming into the game for the Wolverines. He'll make his 4th appearance of the year. Thus far, he is 1-1 with a 2.84 ERA and 6 1/3 innings worth of work. Has walked 4, just 2 strikeouts, but opposing batters hitting just 100 against the lefty.
And Isaiah Page not a whole lot more you can ask of him today on short rest. 4 innings, 4 hits, no runs, and 1 strikeout. However, no walks across 17 batters faced, 38 strikes against 59 pitches. And as said, for a player who is just now starting to start more games and is is on short rest today, not a whole lot more you can ask.
So it'll be Walker Cleveland, as you mentioned, the freshman left-hander out of Suwanee, Georgia. Stands there at just 6'2", 145. Tall, lanky lefty.
Chris Sale?
Sure. It seems like it. I don't know what Chris Sale officially measures in at, but it can't be more than about 180, it seems like.
Yeah, well, Chris Sale is also, I believe, a couple inches taller than 6'2".
That's also helpful a little bit.
6'6", 183.
Oh, boy. 186, jeez. Walker Cleveland, maybe Chris Sale lights. Doesn't quite have the same arm action, but I'm sure the Wolverines would definitely take Chris Sale-like production or Chris Sale-like movement on some of these pitches.
Well, there was a time when Chris Sale-like arm action was a very scary thing.
It still is, but we'll see. As Cleveland's first pitch here, he starts off at the bottom of the order, Nico Marlborough. It's a fastball in the dirt for ball 1-0. We don't have the speed gun set up here at Ray Fisher Stadium. Haven't had that one up here this season, but Walker Cleveland can bring it a little bit. This one's a changeup that misses outside for a ball. Count goes to 2-0.
It's a little bit disappointing that they don't have a gun here at Ray Fisher Stadium.
They do have some nice technology with the almost like a StatCast style technology here. Not sure exactly which brand they use. I don't want to shout it out on the broadcast without knowing exactly what's used. His fastball is in there for a strike. Count goes to 2-1. But every once in a while, I see Michigan baseball tweet out with a long home run or something, your stats. I know Jesse Franklin hit one 400 feet last weekend. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball well out in front of that one was Marlborough for strike 2. Marlborough is 1 for 1 in the day with a single and was caught stealing back in the 3rd. And an absolute laser from Joe Donovan. 2-2 pitch hit high in the air towards the right side. Jordan Brewer going over near that bullpen on the right side, running out of room, reaches over into the bullpen, but cannot make the grab as he goes over the wall. There's a handstand before popping back up and jumping back over the wall. He's all right, despite a potentially scary flip over the wall. Yeah. Good effort from Jordan Brewer.
Fortunately, I think he saw the wall before he hit it. Scary is when you're going full sprint and you don't see it and then you hit it. I remember once Torrey Hunter didn't see a wall playing for the Tigers, jumped up to grab it and then flipped over the wall and into the bullpen.
Yep.
And that was about a 5 or 6 foot drop. Very scary moment, but nice acrobatic move.
Again, here's a bouncer towards 3rd, trying to make the play over there, making a barehanded play, throwing over to 1st is Nelson. Beautiful play. Couple barehanded plays by left side of the Michigan infield today, worthy of a star. And 1 gone here in the 5th.
Yeah, Blake Nelson, not a player known for his defense, but been solid his entire Michigan career over at the hot corner. And you saw there an excellent barehanded play.
Talk about defensive effort. Certainly the miscues by Michigan this year haven't been for lack of effort or just lack of execution, neither lacking on that play from Blake Nelson. First pitch here to Connor Konishi, the leadoff hitter, squares around a bunt, then pulls back on a ball that missed inside. Counts 1-0.
Well, Konishi cut it extremely close with that bunt, pulled it away basically as the ball was coming right up at him.
Lefty to lefty, 1-0 pitch. Another time he squares around, pulls back, and did it hit him? No, it hit the bat. He got a piece of the bat. Konishi puts his head up to the sky. I thought it was an anguish of being hit by a pitch. Turns out it was because he fouled the ball off.
Yeah, I thought that for a second. I thought it caught him on the hand on the top of the bat, but
so that's 1-1 now. The count on what should be 2-0 or possibly a hit by pitch. 1-1 pitch after missing a couple times inside, misses low and away, and the count's 2-1.
Well, Walker Cleveland got lucky with. Essentially got a free strike on the last pitch and just gave it right back there.
Doesn't look quite as comfortable pitching to the lefty does Cleveland. That one is foul tipped at the plate, back in and out of Donovan's glove. The count's 2-2 now.
Well, Kanishi has now abandoned the idea of a bunt, as that one really is swing for the fences.
I mean, not a bad idea for Konishi trying that bunt. Michigan playing well back at third. Blake Nelson playing almost in a shortstop position. Jack Blomgren playing closer to second base than he normally would. And hugging the line at first is Jimmy Kerr. 2-2 pitch on the way. Just missed low and in. Could have gotten the call there, but nothing doing for Walker Cleveland. The count's 3-2.
Well, Michigan's infield shifting away from that third base line as the lefty Konishi, probably not to be counted on to get a bunt down the third base line if he wanted to.
3-2 pitch is a breaking ball that didn't break. It hits Konishi square in the back. Would have been ball 4, but instead Konishi gets a little pain for his troubles and heads down to first base with a hit by pitch. Runner on, 1 down for Aaron Pleshner. Pleshner 0 for 2 in the day. Reached first base on an error by Blomgren in the first, and then flew out to right field in the third, or rather flew out to left field in the third on one that went all the way to the track. Had to be tracked down by Miles Lewis. Pleshner squares around to bunt on the first pitch he sees from Cleveland, but pulls back on a ball that misses high, 1-0. A little bit of small ball from San Jose just for getting late in this ball game.
And that one he didn't even pull away. That was not a single to bunt. That was not a signal to bunt speculatively. He was going straight for it.
Just trying to get a run across as San Jose State put a runner in scoring position for their big 3-hitter Strom, as another time Pleshner squares around a bunt, and this time takes one that bounces low in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0 the count on the shortstop for San Jose State. Against Walker Cleveland, facing his third batter after coming into the game, relieving Isaiah Page. 2-0 pitch, catches the knees on the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. So 2-1 is the count. As looking down at first base, or into the dugout rather, for the signs is Pleshner, as is Konishi at first base. Konishi 0 for 3 in stolen base attempts over at first base, and against a lefty. Doesn't appear to really be taking too aggressive of a lead. Big off throw. He was barely a couple of feet off the bag as he walks back. But if Pleshner were able to find a gap or at least move the runner up, we can get into a dangerous situation here for the Wolverines. This one is hit high in the air towards right field. Jordan Brewer, with plenty of room, makes the grab easily for out number 2. Konishi runs back towards first base there, and with runner on first, now 2 gone in the inning, that brings up Kellen Strom.
Well, in most situations, there isn't a whole lot of difference between having no outs and having 1 out, but between 1 out and 2 outs, the difference is large. And Strom, 0 for 2 so far today. Isaiah Page got the better of him, and you'd see a little bit of concern there as Walker Cleveland beginning this inning of work, but now has an opportunity to get out.
First pitch is low in the dirt there for a ball, 1-0. Nice stop by Donovan to keep Konishi out of scoring position and over at first base. Yeah, as you mentioned, Isaiah Page did a nice job against Strom, got him to ground into a fielder's choice, and then struck out looking. It's a breaking ball in there for a strike, throw behind the runner at first, not in time. Counts 1-1. Good off-speed pitch there on 1-0 from Cleveland, had Strom frozen. Strom, the right-hander. Not a terribly intimidating presence just by looking at him in the batter's box. He's 6'1", 215. It's a pick-off throw. Has him caught up over at first base. It'll be Kerr. Chases him down. Tags him out before he reaches second base. Good move by Walker Cleveland. Picks off Konishi to end the inning.
And that's how you keep the most dangerous hitter from dealing damage. If you can catch the base runner sleeping at first base, then you have then you can be able to make plays like that. An excellent move by Kerr to run him down, and Konishi looked like he may have given up a little bit, as not opting to waste any more of our time, so to speak.
Yeah, nice and easy there. The Wolverines, not exactly 100% how you want to run the pickoff, though. Normally, you say that the perfect way to run the rundown, rather, is you throw towards the base that the runner's trying to advance to and then chase him back before tagging him out at the base he is coming from. Where Jimmy Kerr just faster than Konishi there, chased him down, recorded the out, and got out of the inning. So through 4.5 innings of play here at Ray Fisher Stadium, again, still scoreless between San Jose State and Michigan in the first game of this doubleheader. You're listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan baseball here on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Michigan will send the top of their order to the plate here in the 5th. Trying to scratch across, just a run or two. Get the lead, try to win this 7-inning ball game. Would be something if we ended up seeing extra innings here in this 7-inning ball game. On a day in which we're already scheduled to play 14. I joked about it at the beginning of the broadcast about at least 14 innings.
The baseball gods willed us to
we're
see.
getting dangerously close there.
The baseball gods will the baseball gods will that it will be 9 innings.
Yeah, the baseball gods can occasionally be cruel. Going to subject us to a lot of baseball. Not necessarily a bad thing, especially on a beautiful day like today. Sun's still out here, beginning to set just a little bit over towards right field. Jordan Wilgu will start this 5th inning against Ben Pollock. Takes the first pitch low for a ball, 1-0. Wilgu 1 for 1 on the day. Reached on a single in the first and walked back in the 3rd.
And we're probably reaching Ben Pollock's capacity right about here. As Pollock, in his starts, he either gets chased from the game very early, as you said, but in 2 games where he has not been hammered by the bats of the other team, he has gone 5 innings.
Next 2 pitches are split strike and a ball. The count's 2-1. Yeah, as you mentioned, we should be getting near the end of the line for Ben Pollock. Don't know if it changes things because it's doubleheader today. No action for San Jose State in the bullpen. Dugout looks relatively stagnant as well. 2-1 pitch to Wogu. Foul off to the right side. That one's going to get out of play into the parking lot. And the count's evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wogu looking to get back on the right track after a bit of a slower weekend down in Lubbock. Already looking pretty solid here against Pollock. The 2-2 pitch. Hits one high in the air towards right center field. Slicing over closer to right now. Camping under it is Konishi, and he makes the catch for out number 1. So Jesse Franklin will step up to the plate for the first time today with no runners on base. And 1 gone here in the 5th inning. Franklin still having to deal with this lefty Pollock. He's tapped over to third, or rather over to first base twice. One was a put out unassisted, one ended up being a double play, 3-6-3. First pitch he sees here from Pollock misses high for a ball, 1-0. 1-0 pitch to Franklin is fouled off of the catcher Mendoza and over near the Wolverine dugout. Home plate umpire checks him on him for a second. All right is Mendoza as he tosses a new ball back to his pitcher Pollock, and it's 1-1.
I just had a thought. Since Ray Fisher Stadium, the infield is turf, when the ball hits the dirt, so to speak, even though it's not actually dirt, do they require a new ball?
I think generally they get one as a 1-1 pitch is hit high and fouled on the left field line, out of play. Off the light. He nailed the lights over there, not even on the light pole, off the top, off the light up there. Doesn't look like anything broke.
So I was about to say those Michigan pitchers out there in the bullpen may have to worry about falling glass.
Yeah. Either way, it's a 1-2 count now as it's a long strike. And the breaking ball misses low and in for a ball, 2-2. Yeah, as you mentioned, I think pitchers generally get a new ball regardless there when the ball hits the dirt. Just because you do have all that rubber, kind of scratches it up. Not necessarily scratches it, but rubs up against it. Maybe gets a little texture on it they don't want. As the 2-2 pitch misses low and away for a ball, 3-2.
And good work by Jesse Franklin, really battling back in this at-bat.
Payoff pitch here, lefty-lefty, Pollock to Franklin. lined into right field. That's going to be at least a base hit, if not more. That's going to go all the way to the wall as Franklin rounds first, gets to second, fielded cleanly out there by Konishi, and that'll be a sliding double for Franklin with one gone here in the fifth. Wolverines in business.
All right, another opportunity with a runner in scoring position, and Jordan Brewer up. Not made the most of his opportunities today, as he's had a couple, but be interesting to see what goes from here.
That's the Wolverines' fourth hit of the day, their third extra base hit of the day. They're putting runners out there in scoring position, just haven't been able to get anybody home. Has to be Jordan Brewer's chance right here. Brewer 0 for 1, pop out to short, along with a walk on 4 pitches in the third inning. A dangerous righty facing Pollock for the third time today. Calls time at the plate and steps out. Franklin not blazing fast, but decent speed out there in center, or at second base. He's the center fielder. Looking back is Pollock, taking a long time now, not coming to the plate with Brewer, and a strike on the inside corner. Looked like it might have been a little low, a little inside, but got the call anyway, did Pollock. Counts 0-1. And
Franklin made the most of it. That was Ben Pollock's 83rd pitch of the game so far, that strike to Jordan Brewer, and now pitcher at the end of his rope is when he is most vulnerable.
Brewer will look take advantage here. Runner going is Franklin. Breaking ball misses outside, and not even attempting a throw is Mendoza, so Franklin swipes third. His third stolen base on the season.
All right, now time for fourth inning and 5 that Michigan has a runner on third base, this time once again with 1 out.
We'll see if Jordan Brewer gets something elevated maybe. Try at least get a sac fly, bring home that runner, and push across our first run of the game finally. It's going to be a minute as Pollock steps off. He's going to pitch out of the stretch. Brewer, powerful right-handed stance, awaits the 1-1 pitch. Hit in the air towards right field. At very least, it should get the job done. Raging over the line, making the grab is Konishi. Makes the throw in, doesn't even bother throwing home as Jesse Franklin comes across on the sacrifice fly. We finally got our first run of the ball game here in the bottom of the fifth. Michigan leads 1-0 on the sacrifice fly.
Would you consider that to be a productive out?
I'd say so. I still don't like the term productive outs because outs are bad just generally, but especially in a game right here where you're scoreless at the bottom of the fifth, get something in the air, get that run across. That's exactly what Jordan Brewer did. So now it'll be 2 gone, but a 1-0 tally on the scoreboard in favor of the Wolverines for Miles Lewis. Lewis squares on a bunt, puts this one right back to the pitcher, though. Pollock fields, throws to first, misses high. Pulled the first baseman Shimashita off the bag. We'll see how they score it, error, or if they give Lewis a benefit of the doubt, they do not. That'll be an error on the pitcher Pollock, throwing error to put Lewis on first with 2.
That's a bit of a risky strategy, bunting with 2 outs on the first pitch, and really establishing that he needed to make contact. But really, Eric Bakich, they're really, to a certain extent, doing what he does with the small ball tactics, trying to play mind games with the opposition, give up that run. That's an emotional letdown for the other team, and then immediately have the bunt make him make a quick play.
First pitch to Blake Nelson now is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Yeah, I think Lewis is trying to get that ball down the left field line. Didn't quite get it down that third base line quite enough. Got it right back to the pitcher, but beat it out anyway as the lefty had to field it, spin and fire to first, and threw too high. Pickoff throw chases Lewis back at first standing. Blake Nelson, if he can channel a little bit of extra base power, he's got 7 doubles on the year. Batting .404. If he can find a gap here, Lewis can possibly come around to score from first. Nelson is 0 for 2 so far against Pollock with a strikeout and a hard line out to left field. Another pickoff throw chases Lewis back, standing yet again. Pollock thinking over there about Miles Lewis. Lewis is 5 for 6 on stolen bases this year. He goes on this one. The pickoff throw to first is going to have him. He throws over to second and tosses out Lewis, does the first baseman Shimashita. That's 1-3-4, I believe, is the official scoring on that one. So Lewis picked off, but not before the score. Michigan 1, San Jose State 0.
Yeah,
You're listening on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor.
That was a little bit strange there as Lewis got out front of the pitch, but just didn't. I just don't think he saw that it was a pickoff move, and as opposed to a regular pitch. Excellent disguise there by Ben Pollock, whose day might be done, now thrown 90 pitches. And not able to generate more than one run, unfortunately.
So both teams end their fifth with a pickoff. And each of those batters will be up to start the sixth. For San Jose State, it will be Colin Strom, who was at the plate last inning when Connor Konishi got picked off of first base. So Strom with a chance to get things started for San Jose State in the sixth, now trailing 1-0.
And it looks like there might be another player in the bullpen for Michigan. Just
a little bit of stretching, not too much going on out there yet.
Throwing a ball around. One player was throwing a little bit, but not removed his warm-up shirt, so nothing really new to report over there.
Again, we do have another game coming up, so it could be just getting loose for possibly a pitcher scheduled for next game. Joe Pace trotting out of the indoor training facility. Pitched a few times this season. We'll see if maybe he gets into a game today. Meanwhile, Walker Cleveland steps up against Strom here at the plate. Cleveland comes set. First pitch to Strom is off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Was a 1-1 count on Strom before the pickoff ended last inning. Cleveland always out of the stretch, comes set with the glove at his waist. Fires one low and in. Stopped by Donovan behind the plate, and now a dangerous spot to be, down 2-0 against the San Jose State right-handed center fielder, Kellen Strom.
Walker Cleveland didn't exactly have the most sparkling of first innings of work for this game, through 17 pitches and didn't throw a whole lot of strikes, but worked his way out of a couple high ball counts last inning. See if he can continue that this inning.
2-0 pitch caught the outside corner there for a strike from the lefty. He's back in the count now, 2-1. Gets a sign from Donovan, now fires. Nope, now steps off. Rather, didn't like what he was seeing. Possibly a timeout called by Strom, didn't catch exactly who caused the halt. 2-1 pitch now from Cleveland. Breaking ball, good breaking ball there. Catches the outside corner and counts evened up at 2-2 now.
That's another one. Perfect placement right there. Looked to be a curveball, just absolutely froze Strom.
We know Eric Bakich had his eye on Strom coming into this ball game. Pitchers making him look a little uncomfortable here. It's a 2-2 pitch. Misses low for a ball, 3-2. Strom not necessarily taking bad swings at the plate, but even that last breaking ball just looked a little off balance. Looked like he didn't quite know what was coming and took a pitch that was probably hittable. This time he took a ball low, and now it's 3-2 on its way. Hits this one in the air towards right field. Coming in, now going back a couple of steps is Jordan Brewer to make the grab for out number 1.
And Walker Cleveland threw 6 pitches that at bat now, and 1 1/3 innings, up to 25 pitches. Be interesting to see how Eric Bakich manages his bullpen for the rest of this game and the next game. Of course, he only has a finite number of arms, and you'd imagine he wants to avoid at all costs pitchers pitching in both legs of the doubleheader. And Walker Cleveland, even though his pitch count getting up there, may have to stick it out. Well, the rest of this inning, absolutely, maybe another one.
Blake Berry squares around and tries to lay down a bunt on this first pitch he sees from Cleveland, but taps it behind the plate, foul. Counts 0-1. Possibly San Jose State trying to just get some runners on base, get something started here. They're down 1-0 in the 6th of a 7-inning game. It's the grounder towards first, swallowed up over there by Curry. He takes it to the bag himself for out number 2. 3 unassisted officially on the putout. And now comes up the catcher, Johnny Mendoza.
And Jimmy Kerr, perhaps of all the infielders, has had, with the possible exception of Blake Nelson, been the best out in the field today. A couple good plays at first base, couple foul-out catches, and good scramble there to move over to first base.
Which is ironic because those are the two that have led the Wolverines in errors with 6 apiece this season. Both struggled over at the hot corner.
Yeah, Blake Nelson, of course, with that excellent barehanded play earlier in the game.
First pitch to Mendoza, breaking ball, misses maybe a little bit low there. Looked like it caught the inside corner. But that goes down as a 1-0 count on Mendoza. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Michigan leads San Jose State by a 1-0 score. thanks to a sacrifice fly by Jordan Mendoza last half inning. Or sorry, rather by Jordan Brewer last half inning. Johnny Mendoza is the one at the plate. And the 1-0 pitch to him is a breaking ball in the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Mendoza 0 for 2 on the day. Tapper over to short. It was barehanded by Blomgren, made the throw to first, and then a foul pop out over to first base, back in the fourth. 1-1 pitch. This one is swung on and missed. Little foul tip there, but caught by Donovan. Counts 1-2 now. As you mentioned, Walker Cleveland might be going the rest of the way here. Only one more inning after this. It would be great if he could get out of here with a 1-2-3 inning in the sixth. Cleveland comes set. Tall lefty looks in, and the 1-2 pitch. Grounded towards short. Blomgren makes the play. Strong throw over to first for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the sixth for Walker Cleveland, the Wolverines. And through 5.5 innings of play, the score remains Michigan 1, San Jose State nothing. On 88.3 WCBN FM, Ann Arbor's presentation of Michigan baseball, brought to you by WCBN Sports.
And Blomgren's throw pulled a little bit left of the bag. Excellent, once again, move by Jimmy Kerr, stretching the arm across the body, making that play. Looked like that may have had an error written all over it, but good play by Jimmy Kerr to hold his bearings and make the play across his body. And as you said, yeah, Walker Cleveland, hypothetically 1 inning left in this game. And Cleveland now thrown just a shade over 30 pitches, I believe 31 or 32. He's thrown 31. But good strike count, 17 of those 31 pitches have been strikes. And now it looks like he may go the rest of the way. And actually now there's an arm up in the bullpen. Can't really see who it is. He's got his warm-up shirt off and is throwing. So perhaps Cleveland's day is done.
We'll see come next half inning, but this half inning here in the bottom of the sixth, Michigan will look to maybe tack on an insurance run or two, feel a little bit more comfortable about that 7th inning. Could be the guy acting as the Wolverines' closer so far this season, which for the most part has been Willie Weiss. 10 appearances, 5 saves for him, maybe possibly preparing for an appearance in this one. Again, we'll see when that time comes. For now, still on the mound is Ben Pollock in his 6th inning of work for San Jose State, really eating up innings as there is action down in the Spartan bullpen. He'll face Blake Nelson to start things off, and Nelson hits one high in the air towards left center field, ranging back, now being called off. And making the grab is Strom in center field.
Well, there's action, and unless Pollock gets through the other 2 batters as quickly as he got through Nelson, that's the 2nd time Nelson has gotten out in 1 pitch in this game, then you're probably going to see it as that was Ben Pollock's 90th pitch of this game.
Jimmy Kerr now stepping up to the plate. Had some troubles with Pollock so far in this game. He's fouled out to third and flew out to center. He hits a first pitch high on the infield. Ranging over as the third baseman to make the grab. It is Viola for out number 2. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the 6th.
And this is exactly what you want to avoid if you're Eric Bakich, as if the action over there in the bullpen is legitimate and Bakich looking to bring in a closer for the 7th inning, and you at least want to give him a little bit more time to warm up, as Michigan getting 2 away in record time.
Jack Blomgren stepping up here with 2 gone in the inning, but going to take a second. Something wrong potentially with his bats.
Yeah, it looks like
the grip on the bat maybe possibly coming off a little bit. Oh, correct that and be ready to go. Here with 2 gone in the bottom of the 6th. As the crowd here at Rayfish Stadium has not thinned out. In fact, it's probably increased since the start of the game. Biggest crowd so far this season, easily. First pitch by Blomgren, or taken by Blomgren rather, on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, well, this is the best weather that has been around all season. I know you called the game a week and a half ago. Weather not great, and was aborted due to some frightening circumstances on campus.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had that incident there as the 0-1 pitch catches the outside corner close, but ruled that it did catch the outside corner, and the count is 0-2. Yeah, but last weekend was an eventful one, rather 2 weekends ago. The 0-2 pitch to Blomgren off the outside corner for a ball, 1-2. You had the Thursday game that was delayed and then delayed again by tornado warnings. Friday went on just a long ball game. A lot of different weather. It was 23-2 on the incident on campus, of course, that caused the game to stop early on as the 1-2 pitch bounces in the dirt, goes to 2-2. Blomgren looking to make it 2 for 2 on the day. He has a triple and a walk to his name as he takes a pitch low and in for a ball, 3-2.
And this is where you see, aside from the average, this is where you see Blomgren's maturity as a hitter from last season. Got behind 0-2 and has now worked the count full. And now's an opportunity to get on base.
3-2 pitch, bounce towards the left side. That'll be foul. And staying alive there is Blomgren. Still 3-2 the count.
And Ben Pollock now up to 97 pitches so far in the game. Yeah, this will absolutely be his last inning if he gets an opportunity if Michigan has an opportunity to bat again.
3-2 pitch, foul off the foot of Blomgren and over to the right side. Still staying alive, though. Well ahead of that pitch, but able to keep the bat in the zone long enough to stick around.
And that pitcher up in the bullpen, a bit surprising he's warming up. Maybe he's the starter for the second leg, is Carl Kaufman.
Didn't expect to see Carl Kaufman today. Be a throw day for him or something. As Pollock comes set now, it winds up, 3-2 pitch. Called, strike 3 on the outside corner. Blomgren was jogging down to first base, thought it was ball 4. Didn't get the call, though. And that'll lead us to the top of the 7th inning. Michigan with a chance to finish this one out. They're up 1-0 through 6 on the official student radio broadcast of Michigan baseball here on WCBN Sports and on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor.
Yeah, I thought that was ball 4 too. Looked like up outside and high, but either way, another excellent move by Pollock to expand the strike zone and get the called strikeout. And Pollock, now I believe that was 99 pitches, and it looks like Carl Kaufman will close this game out.
His first non-start of the season, be his 7th appearance overall. He's 4-2 with a 2.08 ERA. Normally the Saturday starter for Michigan this season. And 39 innings of work. He's struck out 35 batters, walked just 8. Hitters hit just 200 against the right-hander out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. So Kyle Kaufman coming in for the save for the Wolverines. He'll face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to start things off for San Jose State. James Shimashita, Troy Viola, and Richard Kabins. I knew that game. I knew that was going to trip me up at one point during the game. It took till the final inning, perhaps.
Kabasinskis. And Carl Kaufman, an alumnus of Brother Rice High School, the same as executive director of WCBN Sports, Mr. Evan Osterly.
Ooh, I mean, yay. Just kidding over here, of course. It will be Kyle Kaufman trying to finish things off. He's got maybe 1 or 2 more pitches left in him. Didn't necessarily expect him in this game or in this series, but when we're playing 14 innings on one day, you got to get some arms in there. And I'm not sure what the throwing schedule is for the Wolverines, but today may have been a bullpen day of some sort for Kyle Kaufman anyway. So might as well make that live action against some hitters and get your throwing in where it matters. It will be the left-handed hitting first baseman, James Shimashita, to start things off here in the 7th. Michigan leads 1-0, trying to win the first game of this doubleheader. Winding up is Kaufman, the pitch. Called, strike 1, fastball at the belt. Shimashita 0 for 2 in the ball game today. Grounded out to second and then reached on an error by the second baseman, Akeo Thomas. 0-1 pitch. This one is bounced, guess what? Towards second. This time, Akeo Thomas makes the play, tosses over to first for out number 1.
Yeah, the hop on that ball, a little bit less awkward this time. And Akeo Thomas able to make a good play on the ball that time.
That'll bring up third baseman Troy Viola. Viola 1 for 2 today. Flew out to right field and singled into left. Going for the trifecta. We'll see if he hits one towards center. First pitch of the at-bat is a high hopper off the ground towards third base. Fielding is Blake Nelson, throwing in time to first base for out number 2. And 2 quick outs on just 3 pitches here for Kyle Kaufman in the 7th, trying to end things. The final hope will be Richard Kabasinskis.
And really, Carl Kaufman really making quick work. And fair to question what head coach Eric Bakich's strategy with Carl Kaufman will be. As if Kaufman was able to get this one super quickly, maybe Bakich has him sit for a little bit. I think there's a half-hour difference between the end of this game and the start of the next one. Maybe he starts leg 2.
First pitch misses low, bounces stopped there by Donovan. Counts 1-0. Yeah, especially if he gets out of here. That was only his 4th pitch. He'd have already thrown more pitches warming up in the bullpen. He's able to retire Kabinskis quickly here. 1-0 pitch, misses low for a ball, 2-0. It is still a 1-0 game though, so not a ton of power, not a ton of home run power in the lineup for San Jose State, but still got to watch out for a potential 2-out rally that could tie this thing up.
Yeah, Carl Kaufman already playing this very cautious, 2 balls early. Not really giving Kabazinskis anything to hit.
He stays away from the zone there as that one misses low and away for ball 3. 3-0 the count.
I don't really understand the strategy here, as Malbrough is a better hitter than Kabazinskis. The better opportunity to win this game is Kabazinskis.
Ball 4 misses outside there, and Kabazinskis will take his base over at first, representing the tying run with 2 gone here in the top of the 7th, our final inning for this first ball game. That is barring a tie game and extra innings, of course. Always on the table. It'll be Nico Marlborough, or we see a pinch hitter here. We will see a pinch hitter, actually. We'll get the pinch hitter in just a second.
It's Jack Collette, I believe.
Number 24, Jack Collette. There you go. You got the announcement over the loudspeaker. The sophomore hits from the left side of the plate, stands in there 6', 205 out of Torrance, California.
Yeah, the only justification I can see for this is the platoon advantage, left-hand hitter, right-handed pitcher, because Collette only hitting 143, and Malbrough already got 1 hit off of Walker Cleveland earlier in this game.
First pitch of the at-bat is a strike here to Collette. Collette, the flowing locks out of the back of his helmet there. Big ups to that. The 0-1 pitch, check swing. Looked like it could have been called a strike anyway. We'll just get an appeal. It didn't go around. Looked like that one caught the outside corner for sure from up here.
Yeah, Joe Donovan turning and looking at the umpire, looks like, and I think he was pretty confident that was also going to get called a strike.
As it stands, the count's 1-1 on Jack Collette. 143 batting average, just 7 at-bats on the season, though. Kaufman comes set with his glove away from his chest, but right about chest level. As the 1-1 pitch is tapped behind the plate, foul. And the count's 1-2. Down to their final strike now are the Spartans. Crowd coming to life just a little bit here at Ray Fisher. Haven't had a whole lot of action so far in this ball game. We're rooting for Kyle Kaufman to finish this off. Kaufman comes set. 1-2 pitch to Collette. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 on the check swing. Kyle Kaufman sets him down, gets the strikeout to end the ball game here. And that'll go down as a 1-0 victory for the Wolverines here in game 1 of this doubleheader. And Nick, you have to say the story of this first ball game has to be the pitching for both sides, really, but especially for the Wolverines cobbling together some good work out of Isaiah Page, Walker Cleveland, and Carl Kaufman there at the end.
Exactly. I think it's pretty safe to say for the Spartans, that's been Pollock's best outing of the season so far. 6 innings, 99 pitches, really a strong performance from him, but absolutely no run support. Again, Isaiah Page on the short rest was absolutely phenomenal. And 4 innings, only 4 hits, no walks. And then Walker Cleveland made things a little bit more nervy with a couple walks, but once again, able to get out. And Carl Kaufman, again, someone we were not expecting to see today, especially in a closer capacity, able to close it out. And now it's something we will watch to see how Eric Bakich only used 3 pitchers in the first leg. See what he does for leg 2.
So if you're listening to us on YouTube, that will conclude our broadcast of the first game. We'll be back in a half hour with game 2 on a separate broadcast, so make sure you tune into that. But if you're listening on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor, we're on the air here for a little bit. Our colleague Alex Drain has joined us in the booth here. He'll be around for the second game, joining us between games as well. But again, if you're listening on YouTube, I want to thank you for tuning in. Again, final score, Michigan 1, San Jose State 0. Come back for game number 2 in about a half hour. Good night and go blue if you're unable to join us for that.